Hello Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Welcome to your tarot reading here at the Intuitive Teacup. Thanks for being here today. Please come into this reading with an open heart and an open mind, a desire to maybe learn something or better yourself, better your situation. If the messages that come through don't resonate for you, that's totally fine. Please push them aside. Assume they're going out to someone else who needs to hear it, and it might just resonate for you at a later time or date. So again, please be open to that. Remember that you are accountable and responsible for all your own actions and decisions. All right, so let's set the intention now to get my Capricorn gang out there. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, some clear, helpful, and insightful messages for wherever they are currently at on their spiritual path. All right, one more card and we will hop in. I hope you're doing well, Capricorn. Ugh, it's eclipse season, baby. I'm feeling it. Are you? Are you? All right, center of your spread, you have the Seven of Pentacles. So any seven is about assessment. With Pentacles entering into the mix, it has to do with real earthly things, things that you can reach out and touch, such as your finances, your home, your stuff, your material goods. Every now and then it can have to do with the body, right? Especially with you being an earth sign as well. This is sort of taking a look around and seeing what you have in your life. And I don't know, with Seven of Pentacles, there's like it's funny, I just heard, is the risk worth the reward? Which is not something I typically get from that card. But it's an assessment of like the work I've been doing. Is it worth it? Is it materializing around me in a way that I can see and touch? Am I being asked to have faith that things will come in when they're supposed to? We're going to find out more about that for you. So then, let's see. In the past, you have the Three of Pentacles, so some sort of team dynamic, but some of you are thinking about leaving, like you're not getting something out of it that you're wanting or desiring, or it just feels exhausting, like you're going and going. It's like Energizer Bunny, right? You keep going, only you reach a point where you're just like, am I even in this anymore? Do I even want this anymore? For a lot of you, you do have a partner or a teammate or maybe a group of people that are working on something because they have a similar goal or mission in mind here. But yeah, it's almost like you have wandering eyes in a sense that you may be feeling like you're being pulled down another path, or for some of you, I'm hearing like conflict of interest. I'm not exactly sure what that is. If you are dealing with a partner or a teammate or a group, I don't think they're even aware that you're feeling this way. It's almost like there could even be like a loss of faith or questioning of faith. It's like, I've put all my time and energy into this and now I'm kind of like not getting the results I thought. And so, yeah, some of you, it's assessment mode. Do I continue down this path and hope that things improve and get better? Or, do I call it quits? Do I cut my losses and venture down some other path? I don't know if this is romantically or career-wise. I mean, it could literally go any way. So then I look at this as maybe sort of the future, but really it's ultimately the goal, right? The goal that you have in mind, or the goal that maybe the universe wants you to get out of this, this narrative or challenge, however you want to see it. So the Nine of Pentacles is independent finances, financially independent. It can be a good entrepreneurial energy, but really the Nine of Pentacles is a card of singlehood. What's so interesting about this is there's like so with the Nine of Pentacles, the word loyalty is always very important to me. Symbolically, that's always shown with like the bird nest resting on her shoulder. This idea that, we have an established trust and loyalty, a commitment in this partnership. But with that, there's the freedom to come and go, knowing that we're both going to return to this because, we're friends. We're in it together. We have the same idea and moral code and whatever. It's interesting here to me, Capricorn. It's like you have a secret. The way she's kind of doing this, shh. It's not necessarily bad or malicious, but it's a similar message I'm getting here of like feeling like your heart is no longer in this, or feeling like you're being pulled or called away because of another narrative in your life or another chapter, another road that you want to go down. For one or two of you, there could be this idea of changes in the family in which you're wanting to spend more time with family, more time with a parent, or wanting to embrace parenthood more. Maybe some of you, maybe there's like, the idea of trying to get pregnant, in which case you're going to have to pull back from your work responsibilities. Like there could be something like that. You're keeping it on the DL though. You're not sharing it with a lot of people. And I'm going to say, Capricorn, and I don't, hopefully the cross watchers aren't watching. I don't want to make them nervous, but it's like you're not necessarily telling your partner about this. And maybe you haven't acted on it. Maybe it's just the idea. With all this pentacle energy, maybe you're planning it, but you haven't necessarily enacted those changes yet, or is that the right word? Implemented those changes yet. So interesting. But yeah, ultimately, if the goal here is the Nine of Pentacles, you're looking for more independence or freedom from something that you've been working on. And I don't know, maybe the bird, symbolically, this person who you're very loyal to, maybe the bird knows, but if that's the case, there's like a mum's the word thing too. Yeah, there's something about sending a message to someone that you trust, or I don't know if you're seeking advice or guidance from like one person in your inner network, your inner circle. It doesn't, if it is work related, it doesn't necessarily seem to be someone on the work team that you're relaying this information to. So what are you thinking right now? The Queen of Wands. I think you're questioning where you're putting your energy and what you're passionate about. And for some of you, like, I'm just sort of getting the simple message that maybe your passion changed a little bit, and that's okay. I think some of you are having a hard time stomaching that. It's almost like internally there's a struggle going on with you because you've put all this time and energy into it. And so to have to admit and acknowledge that, but I actually don't love it the way I used to, or I don't love it the way I thought I would or could or should. There's a lot of like, what keeps the embers burning? And for a lot of you, you're having trouble mustering up the strength and enthusiasm and, inspiration, the motivation to work on this the way you used to. It's not lighting your fire anymore. So how are you feeling? Judgment. Yeah, absolutely. Judgment is literally what we've been saying. Looking back to the past and being like, is this the end? Like judgment leads to card 21, which is the World, which is all about culminations and completions, closure, and establishing harmony and balance in some sort of cycle where we can close it out and start something new elsewhere. Or for some of you, maybe start again. But yeah, judgment has this great energy of a new viewpoint, sort of like a better vision, being able to look back on the past and see how things have gone in regards to sort of, or in comparison perhaps to the present. There's a couple images here of birds and the ability to fly free and not feeling caged or trapped, especially in regards to a certain project or team or even maybe a contract that you got yourself into. I think you had the best intentions for this and for yourself and for everybody involved. But yes, something has changed. And I mean, with the Queen of Wands, it's just a matter of, you were more willing to put time and effort into what ignites you and what excites you and what you're passionate about. And here you don't seem to be as passionate about it. I'm curious if that would change with a little bit of time or a little bit of, faith over fear, like I am going to get the results that I need. Because I'm wondering if some of you are starting to jump ship because you're not seeing the results, in which case you're not having that fire ignited. You're not having that instant, or not even an instant reward, but that, what do you call it? Like instant gratification. Let's take a look at this a little bit closer. What's going to help you through this is essentially what this card is, which is the Devil. So that is actually you. That's Capricorn energy. And it's funny, I said instant gratification. One of the main keywords phrases that I associate with Capricorn is like delayed gratification. We have to work hard. We have to put in the effort. And sometimes we have to, say no to the social invites in order to like focus our energy and become the master at what we're doing, knowing that later down the line, yeah, sure, we can celebrate. But for a lot of Capricorns, they don't feel that need to sort of, I don't know if this is the right way of phrasing it, but like celebrate too early on. It almost has this very matter of fact, like, well, don't talk about your plans, show me your results. But also with Devil energy though, and this is not a Capricorn trait by any means, this is just the nature of what the card. There is kind of this idea of a tethering, and sometimes with the Devil it can be obsession. So are you obsessed with something, or were you obsessed with something that you got into and it's like the tethering was so strong, but with all these cards of sort of wanting independence or freedom or liberation, are we stuck in something that just isn't growing no matter how we shift or how we change or how we approach it or how we try? I mean, do you see yourself, Capricorn, finding some sort of new way to get excited about this? I think that's a question you need to be asking yourself, because something about this Queen of Wands, I mean, it's it's really sticking out to me with all of like kind of these green earth tone, earthy energies. The Queen of Wands, I mean, by nature, right? She wants to be seen. It's that Aries energy, and we are in Aries season. So that says to me, this is probably a timestamp of when you're experiencing this, which makes sense because Aries is a sign that in astrology squares, meaning, you know, it makes an agitation, but also an opportunity to any planets or any strong associations you have in the sign of Capricorn. So it's not struggle for no reason. It's not struggle without a purpose. It's the idea of reigniting or reinvigorating your passion to move things forward. But for some of you, I'm almost getting a narrative here of, would it be easier if I did it alone? Because I don't know, if you are in a group or team dynamic, maybe your shared goal or vision has changed. It's not that you're not desiring the same thing, but your approach may have changed, in which case that's what I mean about this secret, or this sort of like feeling something but not wanting to express it because you're not wanting to make other people uncomfortable or start unnecessary tension or agitation in a partnership. Yeah, but for some of you, there's almost this epiphany energy with judgment of like, I might actually be better on my own because I can do it my own way. And like, there's, I don't know, with the devil energy, there's a little bit more strategy, but I don't know, it may even have to do with a different timeline that you're looking at, or I don't know, long-term achievement. I mean, the devil card is ultimately what's coming through in the what is helping and what is serving you. So, I mean, hard work and, hold on. There's like a phrase that I'm dancing around. It's not quite coming. I'm going to give it a second. Okay, so I think what I'm sort of trying to say, and I might botch it a little bit, is like obsession. And I use that word kind of gently. I don't mean like unhealthy obsession, but absolute dedication and loyalty, obsession, waking up with the same amount of energy and motivation and doing it even when it's hard will always outweigh or win over the people who may have talent for it or a sort of revolutionary approach, and we're gonna do it this way. But if it burns out quickly and can't be sustained, then it's sort of gonna collapse on itself. And so I almost think that I don't know, I'm sort of wanting to use the cliche of like slow and steady wins the race, but maybe that like the speed or the approach at which you're working with this team or group, there might be a difference of opinion there. I don't know. I think with this, a lot of you are looking to strike out, but you're trying to do it in a way that's either very subtle, so you don't have to deal with the repercussions or the consequence maybe of agitating the people involved. That's one thing going on here. Yeah, like I'm almost wanting to pull an extra card. Like, what is this secret? I don't know. I do think it has to do with exiting a partnership of some kind. What's supporting you is devil energy, though. It's you. It's ultimately being true to what you want and what you want to build in the world, who you want to build with, who you want to work with, essentially. So qualities that you might need or an action you might need to take in order to help bring this vision of Nine of Pentacles to life. The Empress, yes, I think you want to be higher up on the totem pole. It's possible that the person calling the shots here isn't someone that you jive with anymore. Again, there could have been like new management or a new supervisor brought in, and you're just kind of like, yeah, F this. I don't like the changes that are being made. And yeah, Empress energy is like leaning into, it's Venus energy, right? So, there is an element of faith here too, knowing that the world, that nature, God, source, spirit, whatever, that the universe is going to provide to you as long as you keep showing up and doing the work. With that, the universe doesn't want you to break your back to do anything, right? As a Saturn ruled sign, you know the importance of dedication and sort of the guiding moral code of like hard work and approaching things with seriousness and caution and, no such thing as a free lunch. Very like Saturn Capricorn energy. With that, I think you have every reason to achieve higher status or more success in this endeavor. But yeah, with Seven of Pentacles, you may have to cut your losses in order to realign to the goal. I don't think you're abandoning this. I think you're trying to do it in a different way. And I think you're starting to see with clarity maybe where things went awry or where things got kind of wonky or Yeah, yeah. Again, there's a lot of like strong leadership cards here, but I think you want to have more of a say in this or more of a vote. You want to have more sway or more influence. And I think for a lot of you, and I don't know if this is good or bad, it just simply is. There's like a message here of if I do it alone, I get to be proud of the results and the end goal because I know that it was all me. It's almost like, for some of you, it's almost like I don't want to share the success or the reward, because for some of you, you may be feeling slighted, like you had a really good idea and then it got merged and changed and molded into something else. And it almost like got Frankensteined, right, into something else. And you're like, wait a minute, this isn't what I wanted. So for some of you, this might be speaking about a relationship that you're currently in, right? You might be questioning partnership of any kind here. So with the Empress coming through as a quality you need, I do think there's a need to be considerate because it's Venus energy. It's not a Mars card, which is what the Queen of Wands is. That's interesting. You're thinking of severing off or being super rogue or independent, and this is not a bad message, but it's more self-focused. That's what, the Mars Aries thing. It's like, I am the ram. I'm going to bust through. It's me, right? It's the story about me. And by me, I mean you, Capricorn. But with Venus energy, it's about partnership and compatibility and team dynamics and being a good team player. So it's interesting that you're kind of being asked to lean into that quality. But here's kind of an important question with that is the people that you are working with, do they have that similar dynamic of teamwork? And with Venus energy, Libra, Taurian stuff, but especially the Libra stuff, because that's where the eclipse is happening, there needs to be balance. It's the scale. So if these two people aren't on the same page or don't have the same goal anymore, well, that scale is not going to be, harmonized, essentially. So, yeah, it's like, it's asking the greater questions of who you're working with and are you committed to this partnership with them? How is the Empress energy, the qualities of the Empress, being kind and nurturing and thinking long-term growth? How is that going to help you achieve some sort of financial independence? With the Four of Wands, so I got to say it, guys, it's actually a very strong card of partnership. It's really not about doing it alone. It's establishing a better or more solid foundation. This kind of went a different way than I thought. I kind of thought a lot of you were going to strike out and go rogue, but I don't know. That's not necessarily what I'm seeing here. I think, metaphorically, when the Devil card comes up, we want to look at unhealthy behaviors or toxic traits, but for the purposes of how could we change those and grow and evolve as a being or a teammate or a partner or whatever this is. What got us excited about this in the first place with the Queen of Wands and where it's almost like maybe you're out of the quote unquote honeymoon phase of something, right? Even if it's not romantic, when Saturn energy comes through, it's like, yeah, shit's getting hard. But does that mean we up and abandon ship? Or do we change our approach? Do we change our dynamic? And I mean, for Capricorn, you aren't sort of a instant gratification sign. That's just not typically so of all the signs, you guys know how to hunker down and really commit to something and be loyal. But so if this isn't you, is there someone else in the mix that is struggling with that commitment or that loyalty? And how can we, with the Queen of Wands, bring light and bring truth to it? But there is a need for more independence and autonomy and freedom. Even if you do continue to choose to collaborate with these people, you might feel like you need more of a say in it or more of the financial pull of it too. It's like there could be more of a negotiation of the money and how it's being split or how it's being divided. That's actually making a lot of sense to me. So the qualities you already have available to you that are going to help, again, it's you, it's that Devil energy, it's that delayed gratification, it's that long-term approach, the long-term success, the responsibility, the seriousness, all these Saturn terms. How is that going to help you achieve this Nine of Pentacles? The Seven of Wands. Yeah, so healthier boundaries. I don't know. I do think this is watching other people succeed and feeling like you got left out in some capacity, or starting to realize that the funds, the allocations, the monies, they're not being split up in a way that you agree with anymore. And so I think I don't have a lot of sword energy here, but just because of all the money stories and the Empress, the Venus, the Mars stuff going on, I think there's going to be a revisit of how things are being split or divided. It's possible for some of you, if you are going through a divorce, maybe there is, again, a conversation about assets and how things are being split up and that sort of thing. However, if that's the case, you are being asked to approach this in an amicable way. Would be like an amicable divorce. Like, hey, we have a lot of shared property. Maybe we have shared resources, assets. Maybe we have kids together, whatever it is. It's almost like we still have to dance together a little bit. We still got to be a good teammate and a good partner, essentially, to help each other through this if we do want to feel good about ourselves in the end with sort of this Nine of Pentacles energy. Also, too, I mean, with the Seven of Wands and the devil energy coming through as something positive, something that's helping you, Seven of Wands is acknowledging that, there is a little bit of struggle and there are obstacles right now, but the Seven of Wands is a tremendous card of tenacity. It's that Aries energy of like, okay, Mars energy, like maybe my passion is not as consistent as it was. So is that a cue from the universe or my body telling me I need to rest a little bit more? I need to reallocate my time so that I can sleep better at night or make it to the gym every day or do something to help my body be at a place where I can continue to deliver, the work and stamina to sustain whatever this is. I also think this is sort of the lesson of watching other people succeed very fast and not always knowing, again, what you're seeing is sometimes an illusion, especially on social media. Just because, someone's paycheck skyrockets one day and, they're posting selfies on Instagram of doing this, that, and the other thing, it doesn't mean that they actually don't have thousands of dollars of credit card debt. Or do you understand what I mean? Like there's something about watching someone and feeling a little bit slighted or feeling jealous. I'll be honest, Capricorn, like why does everyone win but me? Like I'm doing the work and why am I not succeeding? I think you are. If you're not currently some of you may be going towards a different collaboration that could be even more successful, because for some of you, it does feel like you've tapped the well with this group or this job or this company. And so this idea of sort of going rogue, you can absolutely choose to do that. There's nothing negative about that, but I would be open to the fact that there's actually a stronger collaboration that might be in your future as well. These are two very strong cards of collaborating. It's almost like she's holding one end of the rope and we're wondering like who's on the other side of this. And I think the universe is trying to paint that sort of mystery in you, that intrigue of like, all right, well, maybe there's someone else I could be collaborating with or speaking to or talking to. Maybe it's even a financial advisor that's going to get me in better alignment so that I can celebrate, more wins and more accomplishments and more victories in whatever this is. If it's relationship oriented, maybe it's a marriage counselor, right? All right, for Capricorn. Yeah, your time is coming. For a lot of you, it's like, don't give up on the overall dream or the goal. It's the approach or possibly the people involved that needs to change. What is the secret? Is it just that you're planning on leaving? I'm dying to know. Am I allowed to know? It's like, shh. It's like you're planning on giving your notice, a lot of you. Page of Wands. Yeah, because you feel the fires of passion elsewhere. Your passions are leading you elsewhere. And maybe you're close with your boss or your mentor and you're having a hard time telling them that like, hey, I'm out, I'm sorry. Like there might be a little bit of guilt surrounding that. Light in the darkness. Yeah, this is about not losing your faith, not losing your hope. You just might be going through like a dark night of the soul period or questioning things. Again, Aries season is going to challenge you. But after that is Taurus season. We're going to be back in that earthy energy. And you have a lot of Taurian energy here with like Empress, Venus type stuff. So a lot of earth energy, the earth energy of Taurus, and also the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction that's happening in Taurus. Hello, Capricorn. Like that's going to possibly trine some of your planets in Capricorn, which is like beautiful blessings, abundance, growth, success, possibly money with Jupiter. But with Uranus, it's almost like there's a maverick element to it. It's like it's rogue, it's unexpected, it's shocking, it's a breakthrough of some kind, it's a stroke of genius, it's an epiphany. It could be someone showing up in your life out of the blue that is a complete game changer. This says succulent. This is resilience. Again, good Venus energy there. I like that. And then in terms of an archetype character that might be playing a role in this, these cards are just for fun, but they might be meaningful. So let's see. An archetype character that might be coming through, the blacksmith. Forging ahead, melting, shaping, and tempering. Yeah, again, it speaks to me about mutable energy, the ability to be adaptable and not just go with the flow, but meet the changing nature of the game, or the change in the standards of how things are done. Sometimes it's like we can't be so married to how it's always been done. There needs to be change and adaptability and flexibility. Something about that is very important here, Capricorn. All right, y'all, that's what I got for you. Thanks for joining me today. I appreciate you. Please show me some love and hit that like button. I welcome you to subscribe to the channel, to leave a comment. Catch me on Facebook and Instagram if you want more content. And I will see you very soon for more tarot. Bye, Capricorn.